initial main suspect is going to be Mossad and the Israeli agents. It's not unlikely. Israel is going to do everything they can to prevent Iran from getting a nuclear weapon, and the time is winding down very quickly. Iran is positioned right now to fill the vacuum that the United States is leaving, especially in Iraq. Iran is going to be the major dominant power within the Middle East in a very short time, and that also frightens the Saudis, who are Sunnis. So you've got a powder keg here that's already beginning to ignite, and internal provocations blowing up facilities within Iran is certainly going to heighten the tension, as we see again today with the takeover by so-called students, which are really various militias and activists in Iran taking over the British embassy, much as like in '79, the U.S. embassy was taken over. It's beginning. This is the beginning of what's going to be a major regional war. And I don't think it's reversible at this point. I've been writing about it since 2005, warning people it was going to happen. We're in the very first stages. This is like, Alex, 1914, and seeing the initial provocations and incidents that led to a world war. We're headed down that same path.
Now, Dr. Corsi, obviously you've got a lot of sources. A lot of this is open intelligence. Clearly, the media has been gearing up. I don't buy that story about the car salesman who was going to kill the Saudi ambassador and all that. Clearly a provocation. A lot of experts across the political spectrum, including George W. Bush's top expert on the Persians, came out and said it was phony. But clearly they're trying to go in that direction. What intel do you have on the time frame and what type of chain reaction that this is going to basically lead to? And of course, I'm getting at Iran really stupidly. I mean, I know they can only take so much, depending on which view you take. Regardless, they have taken quite a bit. But, of course, they deserve it because it's peace bombs and everything. But Iran has come out, I'm being sarcastic, Iran has come out and said, their intelligence said, that they'll take the war to the American and Israeli streets. And that's exactly what the West wants. They're going to love using the TSA on the streets and the Army on the streets. And they've got this bill to arrest citizens and throw you in the slammer for life with no trial. I mean, clearly Iran is playing right into the banksters' hands, right as the banks implode, right as the Bank of the World is announced. I mean, I can really see this coming together.
Well, and the major provocation right now in Iran is not necessarily blowing things up. It's actually the pressures that are being put on the Iranian central bank, again by Great Britain and the Obama administration finally engaging with Iran. But these pressures are going to be very difficult for Iran to survive economically. And when you threaten Iran economically, you're going to get a backlash. I think from Israel's point of view, Israel's going to wait till the last possible minute before they strike. But that could happen any time. And the Netanyahu government's been much more active. I mean, my sources in Israel are saying that there's a major push for a strike on Iran any day. We could wake up any day and the strike could occur. When it occurs, it could also be a provocation that occurs somewhere else, an incident in the Gaza, an incident with Lebanon, any kind of disturbance, including within Syria, where Israel finally feels that the balance is so swung against Israel that the pressure from Iran to develop a nuclear weapon is so intense that Israel has no choice but to strike now. Israel does not want to do it, but I think at the final analysis it's coming. I've said for years, been trying to prevent this war from happening, but again, the steps that could have been taken all along have been missed. We engaged in negotiations with Iran, going back to Condoleezza Rice in 2005 in the Bush administration. That was a waste of time.
Well, Doc, what about this announcement that Al-Qaeda is firing Katyusha rockets into the country?
Well, that's again, I mean, you've got provocations from Al-Qaeda, you've got provocations from Hamas, firing rockets at any day into Israel. This entire situation, Alex, is a tinderbox. You've got what, the Arab Spring, which was touted as this great democracy movement. It's really a major movement on the Muslim Muslim Mafia, the Muslim Brotherhood, which has been anti-Israel, been directly opposed to the interests of Israel, and determined to radicalize, impose Sharia law in the countries across North Africa.
But, Doc, it's more than the Muslim Brotherhood Sharia law. I mean, I've got the London Telegraph, you name it, today, admitting that al-Qaeda has taken over most of the cities. They're flying the flags. The military leader in Tripoli is a top real al-Qaeda guy, was fighting U.S. forces and coalition forces in Iraq. We now have reports that 600 al-Qaeda have been sent in to fight Syria. It's not just like the government didn't know and messed up and oopsie, here comes al-Qaeda. Al-Qaeda was used against the Serbs, the Russians. I mean, it's like the Swiss Army knife that they use. So how can we all give up our rights because al-Qaeda is going to get us while the underwear bombers gotten on the plane by the government? Al-Qaeda is being put in power everywhere. I mean, come on, Doc. I mean, what's really going on with this al-Qaeda?
You've got the situation. That's what I'm saying, Alex, is you've got al-Qaeda operating almost as the military arm of the Muslim Brotherhood. That's what's going on. And in these countries, that's going to be radicalized. It's not going to be democracy in Egypt. It's going to be a government, whichever government takes over, that's going to be much more favorable to letting al-Qaeda operate. Al-Qaeda is going to ramp up the violence. The violence is going to be directed to Israel. Look, Alex, if you're sitting in Tehran, there's never been a more favorable moment to try a war with Israel. The United States has crippled economically. The EU is going down the tubes fast.
Why would NATO and our government then put al-Qaeda in this position?
Well, it's all been the whole structure of this, and you said it in the previous segment, the prelude for more globalism. This is, again, in the EU crisis, you're seeing it. The solution the EU is offering is to have fiscal unity, fiscal EU taking over the economies of each of the individual nations. The globalists are seeing this is the final great push for globalism. It's going to come in the collapse of the EU, the collapse of the United States economically. There's no way the euro is going to be saved unless globalism ramps up and the EU becomes a fiscal union and the bankers essentially take over both in the United States and in Europe. Look at how many of these European leaders, these technocrats, have ties back to Goldman Sachs and all the other major investment brokers. At the same time, Obama's waging kind of a populist war against Wall Street, which he doesn't believe for a minute.
Of course, it's controlled opposition, and it demonizes General Wall Street, not the zombie banks, as the problem. But Doc, looking at this,
that's also the script he's been given to go out and try to divert attention. I mean, Obama's as much of a globalist as any of these people. And Obama's advancing the globalism goal.
All right, so I concur with you. So basically they're putting al-Qaeda in charge in all these countries and using them as a secret army because it shows destabilization, and that's what they want. It's very simple, order out of chaos.
Exactly. We're going to have a major breakup in the Middle East, a major war, I think it's going to be. I don't see any way it's not going to devolve into a war. At the same time, you've got a major breakup in the EU, where the euro is virtually on the brink, and the United States is bankrupt. These are not happening by accident. This is the final push for the globalists out of this chaos to tell people the only way you're going to be safe is if you give us the power, us bankers the power to run the world. At the same time, you got Congress over here with John McCain with new measures to say Americans can be picked up off the streets and charged as terrorists and put away without any trial. You've got the New York Times and the Washington Post who are running a political agenda and refusing to report any of this. You know, the Arab Spring is touted as this great democracy movement. It has nothing to do with democracy. It has to do with the radicalization of the Middle East in advance of a major war that the globalists intend to use the chaos in order to gain more power. It's
exactly. Very, very well said, and that is exactly what's going on here. Now, I understand that you're pro-Israel. I look at this completely neutral and cold.
Right, I understand that.
Okay, but at the same time, the West did overthrow Mossadegh, who was pro-West. He just wanted to build up Iran, and kind of the British model didn't want to industrialize its vassal states. Okay, and then you have all the Shah and the Savak and the torture. I mean, this country, the people running this country and running England before Israel even existed, or when it was barely crawling, have done wrong to the Iranian people. Then you've got all the weird CIA stuff helping get the mullahs in and Iran-Contra. I mean, you talk about a mess of spaghetti. I can study Cloak and Dagger, and I have trouble understanding it. From your understanding, what's really going on in Iran? And won't this just dig in the hardliners? And isn't this just about Netanyahu, who says this will make him like Churchill? This will be good for the mullahs to be attacked. It'll be good for Netanyahu to attack, make him look strong. It'll be a nice diversion for Obama. I mean, I just see this as evil. I mean, how come Pakistan can have nukes, but I'm not saying Iran is even going to have them. This is crazy.
I think you hit on a key point, though, Alex. The secret history, the intelligence history of the Middle East, if not the world since the end of World War II, is probably the most important real history going on. I mean, you've not only had intelligence involvement back to Mossadegh in 1953, you had intelligence involvement all through the history of the Middle East, going back really to the creation of the agencies, the OSS, back in the United States during World War II. This is all a structure of intelligence that is also working hand in hand with the bankers on a global world order. If you think the KGB and the CIA are two separate organizations, you're wrong. These are two organizations that have worked hand in hand for decades. We've got a president whose life history reads like a intelligence disinformation campaign to hide who he really is. A missing year where no one can figure out where Barack Obama was in Colombia, that he's not there when he was supposed to be there. A trip to Pakistan that no one's ever explained. A
fake legend history about him, all of it. So how is it going for the globalists and their plan to destroy the free market and transfer us back to feudalism?
Well, I think, Alex, we're about to find out. I mean, the next 6 months, I think, are going to be written in the streets around the world. You're going to have protests going on in Greece. You have protests going on in Italy. You have protests in the United States. The Occupy movement is just the beginning of the anarchist chaos. It's an attempt
to co-opt legitimate movements against the zombie banks and make it a general anti-capitalist movement. Let me ask you this question. You rightly say, because that is the plan, to implode Europe, then implode the U.S., then call for this global receivership arm, and the countries waive their sovereignty. This is all admitted now. They're going to have trouble executing this because we've been here for decades warning people.
Well, and in fact, what's going on, too, Alex, is a greater attempt to marginalize. I'm a staff reporter for WorldNet Daily. We're continuing to write about this all the time. But again, the marginalization. You take a look at the extent to which, the New York Times, the Washington Post, even the major networks, including Fox, moving more to the left. There's an attempt to block out anybody who's going to criticize globalism, anybody who's going to say the bankers are behind this. And again, as I point out, don't miss the banking connection. The riots in the streets today in Tehran over the embassy being taken over in Great Britain is about banking. It's about the fact that the central banks are trying to put discipline on Iran's central bank, and Iran realizes that's going to cause depression in Iran.
Well, we're going to break here in a minute, but, I mean, look at it today. New York Times likens Tea Party to KKK. Right. City audits Tea Party. I mean, they're coming after the Tea Party because even though it's got rhinos trying to control it, it is what the globalists fear. Right. And so meanwhile, they've got Occupy Wall Street. That's their attempt to try to control and steer the debate towards robbing the state, robbing middle class, instead of getting us out of globalism that is this bondage. Dr. Corsi's our guest. He writes for WorldNetDaily.com. Of course, our website's Infowars.com. Stay with us.
If you're taking 1, 2, 5, or more nutritional supplements, please stop. Simplify your supplementation with Bio Superfood, the most advanced nutritional whole food supplement you can buy. Men, women, children, even Olympic athletes the world over have discovered Bio Superfood from BioAge.com. And now take just one nutritional supplement instead of many. The Bio Superfood formulas are whole food products composed with 4 of the most nutrient-dense algae found on Earth. Bio Superfood for the brain helps with focus, memory, clarity, and mood. If you can increase brain health, the rest of the body is a no-brainer. Bio Superfood has zero toxicity and is safe for you and your family. Learn more and order your Bio Superfood formulas at bioage.com, spelled BIOAGE.com, bioage.com, or call 877-288-9116. That's 877-288-9116. BioAge, the age of advanced organics.
Hey everybody, Alex Jones here. If you're looking for the perfect Christmas gift, listen up.